I knew I should have turned my phone off. Yo, it's Go.
Go, what's going on, man? You alright?
No, I'm just out on a hike. Dreading going into work tomorrow because I got to figure out how I can get pet battles and garrisons into Classic without people throwing a hissy fit.
Yeah, man. Just tell them it's to counter bots or, it's for the community. That normally works, doesn't it? Those are flies out here. Anyway, are you at work tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But why are you asking if I'm working tomorrow?
Well, look, I've got an idea, yeah, and it's going to be an absolute banger. And it's for when we're on our break to really, feel that lunchtime good.
Bro, you know we can't do that cubicle thing anymore, right?
No, don't be a dick. Not that. We know we can't do that anymore.
I'll see you tomorrow, bro.
No, it's a little game. Just a little game.
If it's the ones from the Christmas party.
No, it's nothing we can get in trouble for. It's just, I found some pictures on the company intranet and we're just going to have a look at them.
The Christmas party, we can't look at those.
They're not from the Christmas party. Bill Cosby has got nothing to do with this. They've just got some letters on, and it'll be cool if, we can have a chat with people. We'll get guests on and we'll see if they can work out what it means. All right, whatever, mate. Anyway, look, enjoy your hike. Don't get bit by an albino snake trying to IRL snake weave. And
very funny. I'll see you tomorrow, bro.
I'll catch you at work tomorrow, yeah? Take care. Bye. Man, he's such a loser. What are you working on, Go?
Trying to get that garrison and pet battles in, like I was telling you about yesterday on the phone.
I love it.
It's almost done. We're like 95% there. Upper management's already approved it, so there's almost just a switch, and I just have to turn it on, and we'll be live. We'll be good to go. Yeah,
just put it in. The community are crying out for stuff to do, so yeah, give them garrisons to collect, followers and pets. They'll literally love it. I mean, look at the WoW token. Everyone loved it, and that was kind of my idea. I mean, you come up with it first, 10 years ago. But I thought it was a good idea to put in now, and everybody's literally creaming their pants over it. It's great. I'll tell you one thing though. My nose is really red from that walk that I went on yesterday with my son when we was on the phone.
My whole face looks red, so
what are we actually doing? We're gonna talk about recent news, so that could be everything from the WoW token to pet battles coming in, whatever the recent news is, we'll be covering, but we'll be covering it hopefully in a bit of an interesting way. So with guests, we've got some really, really good guests coming on tonight.
The first guest of the first episode of Cubicle Chat with Scotty and Go is none other than Blazin' Bob, who is the co-host of the Warcraft Reloaded podcast.
Coming in loud and clear.
Oh, you've gone for the... Why are you outside the office? Come in the office, mate. Come in. You've not got to wait outside.
All right. I'll come in.
All right. Whoa, wait, that was quick.
Nice.
How's it going, mate? You all right?
Go good. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on. It's all fun to talk.
The amount of times you invite us on your podcast, it seemed only fair that you're the first guest of this new podcast, which I'm hoping is going to run for, even if it runs for half as long as your podcast, then I'll be happy. What episode number are you on now?
We just did 156.
156. I mean, the thing is, Go knows me really well, so by about 6, he's probably going to start worrying that I'm getting bored.
6 was high. I was thinking like 3, maybe 4.
Go over it, Go. Do you want to explain how this first round's going to work? I've already told them the first round's the news, so what are we going to actually be doing?
Yeah, so we've got our little easel there, whatever you want to call it, and Scotty's got some bulletin points to put up there, and they're little... they're not really called memes. I don't even know what they're called.
Stick with a story, mate. They're the photos we found on the company Blizzard intranet.
Yeah, these came from Bobby upstairs, and he sent them down to us to disseminate to the public. But it's all the news stories from the previous week, maybe a little bit longer since this is the first show. So there's loads to go over, but they're little acronyms. We got to try to figure out, see if Bob can guess what these little acronyms stand for each one that we have.
So the first one. So again, this is all news. Yeah, we're looking for news. What does this picture mean? So we've got BGNL, and it's a fairly attractive older gentleman holding a WoW icon.
He looks kind of like me in like 5 years.
5. I mean, 5. I was thinking more 2, but
it's probably better. Once I stop using the just for men hair, stuff
that you get free from sponsorships of your podcast.
I mean, it's got to mean Bobby's getting a new Lamborghini.
Oh, why?
Well, it's the WoW token, right?
What? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Bobby. For anybody watching that don't know who Bobby is, well, yeah, maybe go and Google it.
It could be buy gold now, loser.
Buy gold now, loser. What? That's like an official Blizzard advert. They're like putting that out, saying "Buy gold now, loser," to really shame you into buying gold.
I mean, I thought that I called up to Bob's show the other day and I was outside, so I thought that the WoW token just meant that the blades of grass are now longer, so I need to like walk over them now and cut them down with my feet and be outside instead of playing the game.
Yeah, it's that's an interesting take. Well, I thought it was because, like, people in the community, and I don't mean the WoW community, I mean the wider community being the world, think like sort of old people are that they're experienced, they've got to learn a lot of life lessons so they can be trustworthy. So I actually thought this was Blizzard's next big advertising campaign promoting the WoW token, saying like, because Grandad never lies. I thought it might have been along those lines. No, Bob, we've got you on. Do you think you know what it is?
I don't.
No?
So with the WoW token,
Blizzard
you can
Gold
buy
now
gold.
Live?
It's close. It's close enough that we'll say it's actually buying gold now legal. So what do you actually think about the gold token?
I mean, I think it doesn't affect me much in the sense of hurting me. I mean, I have a ton of gold. The token's now under 5K, so I bought both of my accounts 3 months of game time, and it took me roughly, doing GDKPs, roughly 4.5 hours to get that. Maybe 5.5 hours to make that amount of gold to pay the subscription on 2 accounts for 3 months. So it's working out for me. Do I think it's good for the game? Hell no. No, I don't think it is. But I mean, I don't think it hurts many people, to be honest. I really don't. And some people now can play when they couldn't because they don't have the actual money to do so, but they can play. So I don't know.
The IRL gold. That's crazy though, isn't it? Like, don't you think that in particular, like the fact that basically, I'm not going to say it promotes GDKPs even more, but on the basis you can do 1 GDKP a month, like 1 a month. I've signed up. Like, Go might not have noticed. Like, me and Go are in the same guild on NA, and I've signed up to our guild's GDKP on Saturday, and I never sign up to that. But I was like, at the moment, like I raid obviously EU in my own guild with an amazing bunch of guys, and I raid splits. So on 2 characters EU every week, and I raid with Go and his guild on NA. And I'm like, I have to pay 2 subscriptions for that. Obviously, I do actually pay for about 3 or 4 accounts, but I do have to pay for that NA subscription. So I'm like, well, why not go and do a raid on NA just once a week? That's it, or once a month. Literally, that's all I need to do is once a month. And then I don't need to worry about that account. It's like, I can sit there and justify paying an extra subscription to raid with the NA guys because it costs me nothing. And I love raiding. For anybody who's tuned in to this or watching, the edited version when it goes out, that is what I play the game for. I don't play the game to farm gold, or I don't play the game for the social experience. I play the game to raid because I love raiding. That's why I raid on 4 or 5 characters every single week, because that's what I find fun. So the fact that I can do what I find fun and not have to pay my subscription.
Dude,
This
it's
is crazy how it's under 5K gold because so many people are buying it.
Yeah.
it's
gold.
it's a problem that
Like,
it's so
crazy.
cheap, right?
But
Well, we
that's
have
what I
some
was.
nice
We've got to
size.
move on. We've got to move on. I said I'm going to control the pace. I've got to control the pace. Right, so the first bit of news, if you didn't know, is yes, the WoW tokens in the game. Very snaky way by Blizzard as well. Again, what you'll notice in this is I will be absolutely brutally honest. If you don't like that and you want it to all be sunshine and roses, this is not the podcast for you. You know, as in because I will be just as like how I genuinely feel. For me to put something in the game like this and us find out that it's in by seeing it in the game without an announcement, shady as shit. Can't get on board with that. But the next one anyway. PSTA. Bob, what do you think that is?
It's interesting that you pointed out the girl. I didn't even see the girl. I just saw the cool ashtray. So I was thinking it was, please stop taking the ashtrays.
That is annoying when people do that, especially when I'm trying to flick the ash off of my vape into the ashtray. Like that, I see the frustration. I was thinking more. So I've been playing on a Kata server recently, a lot. Just finally finished my 10th level 85. So yes, I've got every single class at 85 now. And don't shake your head. Go like that. That's dedication. That's the pain that I put myself through.
Because you
What's
did
the
Druid last.
joyous journey?
I know I did. Yeah, but I did Druid last because I knew I'd enjoy it the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
You savored that last journey.
The Joyous Journeys buff. Oh, what? How much XP bonus is it?
Yeah, on the private server, because
3?
they do have the bonus, right? 3.
I think it starts at 3, but actually the more characters you level, the quicker it gets.
That's one thing that really, like, I've never played a private server ever, but it really intrigues me about the fast leveling. Just for the fact that I'd love to learn different characters, but I can't be bothered to level all characters. You know what I mean? Like, that would be something really cool that I kind of wish Blizzard would just do. Like make a server for every expansion that has hyper, you know, and like some people just might only play on those servers, but like it would just be cool to be able to do that and play every class and really get it. Because like I could boost classes, right? I could, you know, just go and pay someone to run me through dungeons, yada, yada, yada. But, that's not a way to learn your character. Like, you still need to kind of go through the game, and as you get the new skills, learn them as you go, you know, and that's the best way for me to learn, at least. So it would be so cool to be able to do that. Because, like, if you boost a character, like, and you've never played it, you're out that class, you're like, whoa. It's like more... It's actually more frustrating and uncomfortable than just working them up. So I'd love that part.
Well, the further we get through the expansions, the like now, I know a lot of people still cream over the leveling experience, but that's for vanilla, that's for classic era and hardcore and stuff like that. For me, I think the majority of people that enjoy current classic enjoy raiding. They enjoy doing PvE content. You know, I know there's loads of people that enjoy PvP. I'm not saying PvP is not a thing, but you know, they enjoy even while leveling up, doing dungeons, random dungeon finder. We'll get onto that later. And I've got a really, really, really spicy video. I shouldn't use this for self-promotion, but I've got a really spicy video coming out in the next couple of days, which some of you are going to hate, and I love it. My whole point about the Cataclysm server was that it's 2023, and people are still typing anal. Is that what that is? Is that what that news is? I couldn't believe it when people were spamming trade chat on that Kata server with like anal Thunder Fury, anal Dirge, and all that. I was like, what year is it? Like, is that still going on? So I'm assuming that was the news post, wasn't it? You go, yeah, is that right?
Since you just brought it back up, if I log on to Mancrick tonight after the show and people are typing anal Thunder Fury, I'm going to call you back up and be like, dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It happens. I'm telling you. So I can only assume that that's right. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, keep that on the private servers.
So the real answer, which has been displayed lovely on screen, which would have been accepted, was either portal straight to Algalon or portal straight to Antechamber. Yeah, that general... Anything like that would have done. So if you don't know, when Phase 3 goes live, assuming that what we've been testing on the PTR and what's been out on the PTR, you've maybe seen videos already about it, yeah, you can port straight past XT. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Bob, especially you, because I know you are definitely, raiding on a lot of characters a lot of times a week. This is going to affect GDKPs, this is going to affect guild runs, this is going to, like every raid, this is going to have an impact on. Like, what are your thoughts?
I think it's great. I think getting like your choice at what you want to do is just going to keep Ulduar like relevant longer, and to where we're not just wanting to pull our hair out. There's like all kinds of stuff you can do now too. It's just not going to Algalon. Like, you could kill Kolagarn, and even if you're doing a full run, there's things like where you could just, instead of having somebody go do the Mimiron trash skip during Freya, you could have them do it during General Vezik's trash, right? Like, which takes a lot longer, and so people that can't do it really fast, like, don't struggle. And I mean, it's just good all around, and it'll be good for skip runs. We've seen those are still popular for Nax, right? Like right now, skip runs for new players are all over trade chat, and it's just, choice is a good thing.
But I kind of don't like it, but I kind of do like it. It's like I'm just glad that we actually did like a sub 2 hour run finally last night, and like
140, wasn't it?
Anything. Yeah, it was 140, but like we hadn't gotten under 2 hours yet. So like we had a good raid last night compared to how we've been doing so far in Phase 2. So like if we hadn't have cleared like clean like that, and then this came in, and then we started skipping like Ignis Razor Scale, Flame Leviathan, and just teleporting in, doing a couple bosses each week, it would have felt bad.
Yeah.
So like there might be people out there in guilds that haven't like fully cleared, and then they start skipping stuff like fully one night cleared. I love that first time that you do that.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Bob getting attacked by a dog. I'm sure that's what just happened. But anyway, we're moving on. So you can, when Phase 3 goes live, port straight to Antechamber or straight to Algalon. So the next one, bit spicy. What do you think, Bob? So GFEW, and
I did notice the girl, and so I thought maybe she wanted.
Oh, did you? Did you notice that?
And so I thought maybe girl finds electric warhammer.
Girl finds the electric warhammer.
I'm glad you said Warhammer.
I mean, it sounds
I thought
right
you were
to
going
me.
somewhere else.
What do you think? Go. I forgot what I was saying. I'm dreaming about the next guest. Salivating
Well,
over him.
It's hard to see the fine text on that, but Blizzard has changed Valnir for next phase, and now it's great for even warlocks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
What? So they've changed it to a dagger or something?
Yeah. It's a dagger. So like mages, they still don't get it, but warlocks, they were like, you guys need some extra DPS, so we're gonna give you Valnir.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Everything as we stand in today's Blizzard, today's Classic, everything's a participation award, isn't it? It's like, oh, you turned up, we'll give you this. So is it just simply giving free every week?
Gear for everyone. Wow.
Gear for everyone. Have this legendary.
Everyone, but oh wow, is it okay? I'm behind. I was like, everyone that's an O, not a D, but okay.
All right, so you've already pinned the right answer. I'm the one who's meant to control the pace, and you're like, I'm bored. Next.
The pace is too slow. We're supposed to go rapid fire.
Okay. So get fragments every week. So it's actually guaranteed fragments every week. And we know you've always had one guaranteed fragment every week, but now you've got multiple. So, thoughts? 5 if you do out. Just all you got to do is Algalon and Yogg 0, and obviously the bosses that are in the way. Guaranteed a minimum of 5. You got to remember, killing 4 bosses, you could technically get 7. Like one from Kolaghan as well, and one from Vezax. Like you could technically get 7 fragments from 4 bosses. I like it.
Yeah. Same.
I don't like to
Bob,
say
how
it.
do you feel?
I don't care.
He's like, nah.
I don't care.
He's a melee class. He doesn't care.
Can I go yet?
I have no stake in the Valadier, and all I know is the more healers that have it, helps my raid even more. So I'm like, just whatever.
Well,
Since we lost the healer, we lost Maui the other week, and they were a Valnir healer. So
he didn't die. Can I just put it out there? He didn't die. We didn't lose him. Yeah, he's just left. He stopped raiding.
I went hiking with him, and he went off the trail and
found a snake.
Around, he was gone. Yeah. But now, like, replacing healers from phase 3 on would be easier. Like, say somebody needs to swap from Shadow to Holy, because it's the best for Holy Priest. Then they can easily get a Valinir a lot quicker than having to wait 8, 10, 12 weeks like they have to now. So I like it.
Yeah, I like it for a different reason. But have you, other than you don't care, Bob, have you got anything to add before I just chime in and we move on?
I wouldn't have liked it at the start of Ulduar. Especially since it took everybody, like, it took a lot of people quite a long time to get Algalon and Yogg 1 and Yogg 1, I think a lot of people got pretty easy, but I could be wrong there. But yeah, like, that would have been a little cringe there. But as far as catch-up mechanic, like, I really usually don't mind most catch-up mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it from a broader sense, as in looking at, like, not just me personally, whole raids, whole guilds. Yes, you want Ulduar to be current content still during phase 3, because phase 3's 5 bosses. I'm not even counting Onyxia, like, whatever. That's just another VOA. Because it really is, you go in there, you might do it once or twice. If you're fully raid geared, like, in a decent guild, you're not going to need anything from Onyxia. It'll just be if you can be bothered to go, you'll go. Whereas TOGC, obviously, you're going to do every week. So they need to keep Ulduar as current content, but also don't want. Like, I love the fact that you're not forced to do full clears. That, like, for me, as someone who's been doing Ulduar every week since it launched and will continue to do it in some fashion, even during phase 3. Well, I love it, honestly. It's the first thing Blizzard have done in Wrath Classic where I've actually been like, yeah, that actually makes sense. Why don't you do more changes that make sense?
Well, it's not just that, too. It's like going back to Ulduar later, so many people in guilds, like, they're like, hey, so can I bring my alt? Like, and I don't want to sit through, like, an entire Ulduar with all these alts. Like, I don't mind busting through in an hour and a half, but sitting through the whole thing, like, with new characters and just going slower, like, that sucks. But I could be talked into, like, a few bosses, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that'll be for a lot of people. It'll just make guild leaders' lives a lot easier.
Next, we've got a guest waiting eagerly. We've got 3 more to get through. So next, we've got the one about double penetration. No, hang on. DPBD.
Don't partake in bad dungeons.
Don't put big D here. You don't put it in there. Like, that's not where it goes.
Small ones.
Yeah. You're not going to fit it in there. It's too big. Don't. Like, I don't know. You done this one, go. Is it him saying, like, look, they've made a change? Don't praise Blizzard, dude. Like, just don't praise them. They don't do anything right. Like, just don't do it. I have put the right answer on screen. Defense Protocol beta dungeons.
They made some changes to it, and I didn't look at each. It's like specific change that they made, but it seems like it's going to be a lot easier than they were in phase 2 when they put them out for the first time. So they changed the affixes a lot, and I still don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. It's going to make me do them, like be encouraged to do them more, because the first versions were a bit too difficult for some of them. Like the tanks just weren't moving mobs out of the red stuff on the floor in Gundrak and Drakthron Keep, and mobs just would fully heal. That first boss, we had to progress through the first boss because it would get down to like 30% fully heal, and I'm like, what is going on? But after a while, they got a little better. But
yeah, you just had
what do you
bad
think,
takes. I mean, like, yeah, some of the stuff was annoying. The web wrap is really annoying that it could wrap the tank. It's a little sus there. But like the red stuff, like I guess I play warrior tank, so I've got a ton of stuns. So like when that stuff pops out, you stun because it's a leech, right? So as long as the mobs don't hit you, like I just AoE stun everybody and just move out of it. So it was really easy for me, I guess. But I guess other tanks might have a little bit different issue with it. I didn't even think about that. But it looks like what they've put in are things that incentivize going fast. Like there are different buffs that incentivize you going fast. And I think that makes it fun. Like I think that could make it really fun.
it seemed like there were punishments the first time we went in there. All the mirror images, you had to single target them all down, and I always just did it, but it kind of sucked to do it because then I couldn't like throw my Starfall and Hurricane and do actual damage to the mobs that took damage. So like at least now when you hit the mirror images, I think you get like a haste buff. The more you hit, the more haste you get. So
dude, you should have taken.
If they would have done it like this the first time, I would have loved it and not had a bad taste in my mouth. But because the first set was not the greatest, then I'm like, is this going to be good?
It's normally because I look at some of their changes in a very different way to clearly many of you, including these two. Like, you know, as in, I look at what they intended on doing with these beta dungeons. So their goal was to keep heroic dungeons relevant throughout the expansion. Yeah, that was the goal. Now, beta should not be easier than alpha, which it is. You know, beta, they've made even more changes now. If you've not seen the video I put out recently, don't like self-promoting myself, but I don't know if other people have put videos out about it. You know, they've made more changes to make culling of Strat easier, to make Old Kingdom and Azjol Nerub easier. And for me, it should continually be a steady step up in difficulty, so it gives the people that are geared a reason to do it. You know, alpha will be a little bit difficult, so people go and do that first. They get geared from alpha. They can then go up to beta, then they can go and raid, or maybe there's a bit of raiding in between from old tiers of content, whatever. But if you want to keep it relevant, it needs to stay difficult for the gear level that's obtainable currently. You know, that's how I see it. You know, as in, it's great that people can go straight into beta and get all to our 10 gear. They can, you know, get tier 8 gear and stuff like that. But that's not really keeping it relevant in my eyes. That's keeping it relevant for people that need gear. But if you need gear, then surely the alpha dungeons are relevant because you're going to get your tier 7 gear. And then the beta rune dungeons, like, I don't look at the gear. I don't think like, oh, you need to go and do this for X, Y, Z reason, if you know what I mean. It's more, it's only relevant for the same amount of people that it was relevant for before. So if they made 0 changes and it was just heroic dungeons, the heroic dungeons are relevant to people that want to go and gear up to get in raids. Alpha dungeons are relevant for people that want to go and gear up to get in raids. Beta dungeons are relevant for people that want to gear up and get in raids. So they've not actually extended the range of people that they're relevant to. They've just gave them better gear. You know, there's still no people that are fully maxed out on gear wanting to run a world tour of beta dungeons. Because there's no need. Other than maybe Sidereal Essence.
If they make them fun, like if they make them more fun, I think that could be. And with what it sounds like with the buffs, like it could be fun to just go in and just super pump. Like that sounds better than more difficult. Like especially going in because you're going to be doing it oftentimes with people that aren't as geared. So,
but where are you finding these people? You know, I hate keep banging on about random dungeon finder, but if they had this super fun thing that you could go in and pump in, if there was a way to get into those things quite quickly with randoms, with some encouragement as to why you should go in being the reward, as in, if you're queuing solo as a tank and they need tanks, you get the bag of exotic mysteries. You know, there's more reason to go. Again, this, like, 100%, this is not about me arguing with you for the sake of it. You know, I appreciate that things can be fun and you just go and do it for fun and not for gear, but that's not relevant. You know, as in, if you want to keep something relevant, like gold challenge modes in MOP, I'll use that as an example. Gold challenge modes, that's relevant throughout the entire expansion, and it's the same dungeon. They change nothing. They don't make them more difficult. They do nothing. But it's relevant throughout the entire expansion, because if you level an ult, you might want your gold challenge mode gear. You know, that's how, by something not necessarily giving a reward that you equip, you know, you can make things stay relevant without going, oh, let's put tier 8 gear in there that people have spent 3 months or 5 months or 6 months, you know, trying to obtain. Now we'll just give them away in heroics. Because it's almost like saying, don't play till ICC. There's a lot of people that are just looking forward to killing the Lich King. So it's like, well, you might as well just wait till ICC comes out and then just do some heroics the day before and get geared up and then go in ICC. You know, again, type shit taking chat, boys. Let's do it, because I know some of you won't agree with me, but that's how I see it.
It is Oprah. And you get some gear, and you get some gear, and you get some gear. Everybody check under your seat as you enter the dungeon. You get 1 free piece of gear just for walking in.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It is now. It's just like, yeah, everything's about... We're already going into a phase... We need to move on, by the way. We're already going into a phase that is the ultimate catch-up phase. You've got easy 10-man content, easy 25-man content, and a dungeon that drops epics. Like, we're going into the ultimate catch-up phase and then adding even more ways of catching up that's easier than the way was in the last phase. You know, beta dungeons give better gear and they're easier than the alpha dungeons, because that kills alpha dungeons. Why do alpha dungeons when you do beta dungeons get more gear? They could have kept both relevant, but they're not doing that. You know, alpha, no one will do, because you can do beta, get better gear, and it's easier. It should be, you do heroics, you then do alpha, you then do beta, you know, and then you keep everything relevant on a relevant power curve.
Alpha's dead. But
That's the headline.
The headline. They're coming, and you'll be able to get all to R10 gear, and not hard mode, but you will get a new currency, sidereal essence or sidereal. And it, Bob. Sidereal essence. You'll be able to get. And you'll be able to get hard mode 10-man gear from those. So you can literally get really, really well geared just from doing 5-man, very, very easy dungeons. Right, moving on before I upset too many other people. EFWK. This isn't mine, I don't know. Bob, any ideas?
Diablo fucked WoW, kinda. I think Yoda a little bit the way it's said, but Diablo fucked WoW, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to tell us a bit about how that's like your thoughts behind that answer?
For instance, last night we went to do it's Tuesday night. We went to do Ulduar main raid. Now we've dealt with the roster boss in our casual raid on the weekends. We've dealt with it pretty bad, but our main raid, it's been tried and true. Every week of Ulduar, tried and true. It's been wonderful. Last night, we killed the majority of hard modes with 22 people. Then we finally taught Go and someone else into coming into our raid because people were, they fell asleep and we got some excuses, but those people are very big Diablo lovers.
Convenient.
Couldn't be bothered to log out of Diablo, I'm thinking. So, yeah.
Next patch, so phase 3, like during TOGC, it's all going to be about like the top DPS and it's 100% destruction, fire, warlock, king. Like Destro, fire, warlock is going to be the top DPS by an absolute mile. As in, if you're doing 8k, they'll be doing 17k. So I'm fairly sure it's to do with the Destro, fire, warlock. So am I right? Because I didn't do this one. You done it, Go. Is that what it is?
No, it's hard to see. You got to zoom into it, but Ant-Man is actually on it, and it stands for Don't Fuck with Kang.
Don't fuck with Kang.
No, this one was somebody got it. Let me find where it was. Drew.
Is it
Diablo
not
4 WoW Killer?
Diablo 4 WoW Killer, yeah. I mean, I think it's fair to say it's had an effect on maybe some more than others. Like I say, you know, I've seen the effect in a very minor way, and I do heavily. I'm grateful to the guys. Like, I know what it's like to get sucked into a game. You know, so I am grateful to the guys in the guild that are playing Diablo and still turning up on time, still sitting through the raid when I know they don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. It's Alduar, week like 18 or whatever it is. Like, you know, I get how boring it is now, and they've got a game that they're finding more fun, and they have to leave it for a couple of hours. But WoW Killer
it affected me last night because we finished our raid early for the first time. Hour 40 minutes. I was like, yo, it's gonna be an early night. This is sick. I get to catch up on some sleep. 10 minutes after our raid ends, Bob's in my DMs. Hey, you busy? And I was like,
hey, buddy.
No, but I'm about to find something to do.
All right, cool. So that's it. We've got one more to go, Bob, and then you can leave, and we can get the next. I love the next guy. Not as much as you, Bob, obviously, but I'll say that while you're here. When you leave, I'll be like, I fucking hate that guy. So we've got, and I have no idea what this is, but if you look really carefully, like I want you to like maybe even zoom in to 200% or something. Like zoom in so me and Go are out of the shot. Like zoom in that much, so it's just Bob and that card. I would say that's Blazing Bob's brother.
I did this before he shaved his mustache.
Yeah, he has shaved actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody said I looked like Mario, so you know, with the Chiefs hat and the stash, everybody was saying I look like Mario. Actually,
I think you could get away with Mimiron. Yeah, you make a really convincing Mimiron.
Mm-hmm.
The only other guess that I had is on the basis that if we was to go all the way back to where Bobby got a new Lambo, I thought maybe Bobby bought a Bentley.
Ooh,
like maybe he bought multiple cars with his bonus that he got from the WoW token.
He just keeps buying more and more.
Oh, you know,
more and more cars.
Be? It could be Bobby. Call back to my stutter.
The other thing that it could be, and I actually mean this genuinely, with the world we live in today, the world of blame culture and you know, people being victimized, I actually think that this is a new lawsuit that is out now that we've not seen yet, but it will be in news soon. Once they see this podcast, they'll release it. Is it the bots? Is it Blizzard bullies bots? So, you know, the bots are actually the people who own the bots are suing Blizzard for discrimination. You know what I mean? They're like, well, what do you mean? They don't say in your terms of service anywhere that I can't like walk around going beep bop beep 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 beep. It could be the next big thing.
It's beep bop 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 beep.
But is it Hanson? Is this a Hanson news post? Has Hanson started playing WoW? Is that what it is?
It just keeps coming to me here.
Blizzard banning bots.
There it is.
Is that what it is? Is it?
You were close. You were close. Yeah.
I thought they was bullying. I thought they were bullying the bots.
And they came up with another random number. It seems like they came out like a month ago. They were like, we banned 150K, and then they were like, well, that people didn't think that was enough, so we'll up it to 160 something K this time. We make a post. But
Rokeman said it was exactly 3 months from that day that they said that they banned the 150. Exactly 3 months to the day.
Dang.
That's what the WoW article says. I didn't check him, but Rokeman's he's usually pretty on.
Hmm.
So what do you think? Like, you know, I know this was your one go, but I'd like to hear your thoughts first because it was your one anyway. You know, is it a bit of a PR stunt? You know, is it a like, oh, let's get the players on board and go, look, we've banned this many accounts? I think it's bollocks.
It's just so weird because they're not going to be consistent with it. Like, is that going to be the last put? Is it going to be another 3 months? Are they going to do this every month and it's just going to be the same number? Like, what are we as players supposed to get from their number that they're giving to us? It's like, okay, it's 167K, but what does that mean for me? Like, I'm seeing less bots, or I'm not seeing as many bots. That sounded weird. So, like, I guess they're banning them, but, like, I don't care how many are being banned.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw one, but I don't go looking for them either. So, you know, they're so sophisticated now that, I mean, half of the people I do heroics with, they look like bots, and they're in my guild.
Yeah, I still see some in some of the old raids.
Right? Like, they're just all in instance content now.
Mm-hmm.
Safest place.
Yeah, I don't know how the market for herbs and ore is, but it's been nice because I've gotten to go out to Sholazar Basin, fly around, and I can actually mine things because there's not mining bots
everywhere. Yeah, there's mines everywhere except for Wintergrasp.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty heavily still botted, I think.
But no, thank you, Bob. Do you want to, like, you know, tell everyone where they can find you, and obviously, please plug your podcast because you know me and him love it.
You can find everything you need to find at warcraftreloaded.com. We do a podcast. We have amazing guests on weekly. It could be really big, you know, people like, you know, maybe a Scottejaye, maybe a Sarth, maybe a, you know, Jordy. You could have these like really amazing guys, and then you could have like really crappy guys like Classic Go come on too. Like, you know, it's a podcast for every creator, and big or small. We love you, and yeah, warcraftreloaded.com, and yeah, I'm Blazing Bob.
Thank you for coming on. I'm sure you'll be back.
Scotty, I think someone just knocked on the door.
Someone's at the door. Well, I'm going to have to go and answer. We'll see who it is.
All right, man. I'll see you later. Thank
you, mate. Take care. Take care.
Okay. Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, man. What can we do with this second guest? And I was like, let's grab some statistics off of all these websites that host like WoW classic information and figure out some questions to ask. And then Sarth was like, yeah, man, I'll hop on. So we got some really hard ones. I think Scotty leaked the answers. I don't know if he was supposed to do that, but hopefully you didn't look at them.
I did not. I saw the first one, and then I was like, I wouldn't know the answers to all of these anyway, so I'm just going to wing it.
Nice. Yeah, because the numbers we try to get like completely different numbers. So we've got like percentages, numbers in the millions, numbers in the thousands, and yeah, we can go back and forth and see if we can figure out which one means what.
But no, honestly, Sarth, thank you for coming on. Firstly, how are you doing? Like, all good, obviously.
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, I'm in this weird place where I've been kind of like checked out on WoW, and I feel bad right now. I've been like not making enough WoW content, especially with like hardcore and TOC coming out soon. I started TikTok as it's weird to say because we're older now. I started TikTok, and that's been taking so much of my attention. So I'm doing great. I'm just really busy with that, and but glad to be here. Hyped you asked me to come, and excited to talk World of Warcraft and be back.
Well, make sure you send me a link to TikTok, and I'll put it in the description of this because I'd like to have a look. I've got to be honest. I've never ever installed TikTok or looked. I've seen TikTok videos that people have sent to me on Discord and stuff like that, but it's not something that I've ever looked at. But does that not just like directly, like you can more or less replicate it for YouTube Shorts as well, and then double down, you know?
Definitely can. For some reason, YouTube Shorts like sometimes don't do anywhere near as well, and I'm not sure exactly why, but it's fine. Also, like my YouTube is very much World of Warcraft, and I started this like when Hogwarts Legacy came out, so a couple months ago, almost 3 months ago. My PC could not stream the game, so like my PC was so bad. Here, I posted in the chat that I couldn't stream the game, and I felt bad just playing a game for a long time. So it's been a fun break, but I'm ready to get back into it. I have so many guides ready for Trial of the Grand Crusader and stuff.
I see. Even though I didn't play Hogwarts Legacy, like I am very guilty of watching every single short you've done.
Let's go.
No, honestly, like I like YouTube shorts. So I really do. Like they're perfect, and don't take this in the wrong way. They're perfect toilet content. Like there's not like it's just quick. It's great. You know, like I really enjoy YouTube shorts for exactly that. And I've watched every single short you have got on your channel.
I love you, dude. You're the best. You're the best. Every time your name comes up in any sort of conversation, I'm just like, God, Scotty's just the best, dude. And
then you're not live, and you're like, he's a fucking knob.
Yeah, and then Go's name comes up, and you're like, yeah, about then. No, I'm just kidding.
That guy, yeah, like, that guy.
Ignore, yeah.
So anyway, we've got some numbers for you, and for everybody watching. They're interesting. Like, they're interesting stats. I'm just going to put the first one on now. And then we'll just throw some thoughts around on what it might be. So this number's so big that I might struggle. So it's 23,443,826-ish.
Like, and it's probably higher now.
And it's probably, it probably is higher now. So this was as of about 2 days ago.
That's the hint, and it's probably higher now. If I was going realistically and like kind of as a joke, but also like they would totally say this is the number of bots that Blizzard has claimed to ban. This
today.
Is the number. Yeah.
Yeah.
In Classic
today.
Alone. And they're like, we did this in the last week and a half, 23,400,000, 43,000 more. They're all banned. And then you enter into a battleground and you're like, where? This is all bot.
when it's me and 39 bots versus 40 bots. It's the amount of rep paladins that are claiming they're going to be top DPS in ICC because they get their two set 2 tier 10. Because they can press Divine Storm more often.
Do we have that many rep pallies? They're coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Mostly they don't play. They just comment on YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's so true.
No, it's not right. What it is it's how many deaths there's been in hardcore since hardcore was launched.
I believe it.
23.5 million people have died playing hardcore.
Well, I mean, I checked the server statistics, and there was only about 3,000 active hardcore players, which is what I don't understand. Actually, you know, like when I looked, there was only about 3,000 on is it Bloodsail Buccaneers, the classic era? Yeah. There was only when I looked, there was 3,000 people playing. Is that you do a lot more hardcore than us? Well, certainly more than me because I don't do it at all.
Was it recently?
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks. I
think after the announce, a lot of people, myself included, actually, like I stopped raiding on my 60s because, and I knew the announce was happening, obviously, because it was on my stream. But after the announce, you're just kind of like getting excited for that to come out officially. So you kind of take a break. So right now there's a big lull, but also the death stats are so high because some people, you just watch some people and they have like 22 deaths and their highest is level 43.
That's the amount of minutes that I'm going to have to cut out of this VOD.
Yeah. That's so good. Bring us back in.
So this number has to do with GDKPs. Does that narrow it down enough for you, Sarth? Is that
I have a feeling.
A good idea.
The amount of GDKP streams Sarth has done.
It's close. It's so close. I want to say the amount one person has spent in a GDKP. It's either that or the amount that because I know that's actually more. Actually, I've been in GDKPs with someone who spent more throughout multiple. That might be the highest pot recorded, which is bonkers.
Highest pot, 23 million. Yeah, that is pretty mental. We're gonna have to move it on. We got 3 more of these to get through yet.
Wait, is that right? Is that right?
No, it was close. Close-ish. So this is 23,443,826 is the amount of gold that one single GDKP group has taken since Wrath launched.
Oh, I know
one group.
Way higher. Way, so. That's insane. In my raid, oh my god, this actually got clipped and misappropriated recently. But like, I'm in a raid where like you just get in with these Oilers, and one person spent 5 million gold buying gear and trading it to my character. And I just, for content, that was so fun.
5 million. Well, this is what Zoo. I mean, I'll announce who it is because it's all public record. So it's Zoo GDKP. This is their current. This was their current stats up until what, 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so their current stats up to 3 days ago.
Like one day, and I was like, "That's insane." The highest pot I've ever seen, and I think it's the highest recorded, was like 5.6 million, and it was 162k payout to every raider. And the raid leader got like 500,000 gold.
Yeah,
that is it's bonkers.
Super ethical.
But the good thing is, all of that was farmed legitimately, and none of it was bought. That's what we need to focus on. Is that no one bought gold in that raid?
I brought like 17 gold to that raid.
And you walked out with a bigger gold chain than what you've got already. Easy run.
It's like if you just go to those runs and you just walk away so rich, and you're just like, wow, that was way better than anything I could have gotten anyway. It's really fun. GDKPs are mental, and we've spoke about them loads in this 1 hour podcast that's now been 3 hours. So next, the next number, I can't even remember what this is, but it's 4,870. All right, 4,870. That is the amount of times that Crix has said that Warlocks are the best class in the game.
Is that today again? 4,870 times today. I'd almost go with that being fact. Should we tick that off and move on?
It's gotta be.
I would say it's the average DPS that a Fury Warrior does. Single target. I feel like it's probably around that 4.8k. Surely they can't achieve more than that. Yeah, full BIS. Yeah. Full BIS phase 4.
It looks like a gear score. The number looks like a gear score of like the lowest gear score to get invited to a group or something.
I mean, that is actually a really good point, though. It could be, yeah. The average gear score to get invited to a 5-man heroic, not alpha, just a heroic.
Yeah, normal or 23 million. That's the gear score you need to get into a 23 million gold GDKP.
Yeah, 4.8k.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it up there. It was my DPS in phase 4. Yeah. No.
Oh my God.
It's how many druids that I have on one account. I maxed it out on every single server, so there's 487 servers for Wrath, and I've got 10 on each.
No, I feel more like that it's definitely your DPS in phase 4. I've played with you. Not like that.
This number changes for EU, if that helps.
Ooh. Scotty, do you have another guess? Because you don't remember either. I'm curious.
Well, I mean, maybe the amount of different hats that Simonizer's got.
Oh, this is way too low.
Yeah, that was why I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it publicly. It's to do. Well, we'll give chat a clue, and then we'll get on to what it actually is, because we do need to finish tonight.
Chat's figured it out. Chat's got it.
Chat's got it, have they?
Chat's got it.
Ooh. A couple people.
Bang it on stream.
They're close. They're close to it, at least.
What? So
WoW token prices.
Yeah. That's fine.
NA WoW
Oh,
token
the economy
price.
in shambles.
Yeah, 4870 was the lowest price for the WoW token in NA, and then EU had a little bit higher number. Did you have that one, Scotty?
Yeah, I've got the lower number. So the lower number for, higher number for EU, which the cheapest on EU was, as of 2 days ago, 7,694, which in Sarth's GDKP terms is like 2 years of WoW subscription from a 2-hour raid. Let's say 2 hours max.
One run is paid for your entire account forever.
That is mental, and we've already spoke about this once with Bob. So what, like, again, Sarth, as someone who does a lot of GDKPs, obviously streaming a lot, it's great content. What do you think of it?
I've always been of the standpoint, like, Reddit went on fire, right? Like, everyone was so mad about these WoW tokens, but 2 days later, it didn't change anyone's life at all. If someone was going to buy gold, they bought gold, and like they were going to buy a ridiculous amount. So like for me, as someone who doesn't buy gold, but I kind of cheat by like being a streamer and getting invited to these like ridiculous runs. So I understand that I'm cheating, but it hasn't changed my life at all. I haven't seen like numbers go up or down. And I think you can tell by like the first day, these numbers were like 16,000 gold, and they're now down below 5,000, that like the demand is not that ridiculous.
Or is it the demand is ridiculous? Is that why it's going down? As in, is it going down because so many people are buying it that it puts it as cheap as chips?
To be fair, I don't know.
No, I don't. I'm just like, it's not something that I've ever looked into or cared about. Because if I really wanted 5k that much, I'd spend the $20. Because I just don't care. I come from playing on private servers where if I can't be bothered to level quit at like too slow, I'll buy double XP, give them €10 or whatever, like whatever. I'm a very lazy person, so I'll always take the least path of resistance. So if I leveled, and I said this on Warcraft Reloaded, and I'd say it openly anywhere. If I started on your server, like Sarth, if you went, come raid with us, come raid with us on any alt run or something, I'd level a character and I'd buy a token straight away just to get epic flying, get my bags, get everything set up straight away. Because I wouldn't ask anyone for gold, I'd just like buy it instantly. So I am the sort of person who would use it, but at the same time, like 4870, I like for one token, like for $20, I can't even get epic flying. That's a little bit too low, even by my standards.
It feels kind of bad. I'm not aware of like gold prices, but I'm curious like how this compares to people that were buying gold elsewhere and currently buying gold elsewhere, because like that's not that much gold for $20.
You can get 16,000 gold for $20 right now off of certain.
Oh
website.
my god!
Yeah, so you can. But do you
7.8 million gold in stock?
But you've watched these prices go, and I know you have because I watch your streams a lot. Do you think the more people that buy it, the price goes down, or is it the opposite way? Like, is it because so many are buying it that it's cheap, or it's because not enough are buying it that it's cheap? Because I genuinely have no idea how that algorithm works.
It makes sense that people are buying them with their money, but people aren't buying them in-game with their gold as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a big disparity between EU and NA. Like that's when we looked, it was 4870 versus 7694. A good 2,500 goldish. That's a lot, really, for the same price between two regions. The same, probably you would imagine, the same-ish amount of players that play on EU versus NA, and you get a lot less for your money in like on NA servers versus EU.
I feel like that thinking about it logically, I feel like NA players spend way more money, like real money. They have like, it's wild when I do the GDKPs on NA versus GDKPs on EU. It's like the PvPers on EU have 1 billion gold because they sell boosts for gold, and then on NA it's just like there's like some people that are just like, I'll buy that for 1 million, and you're like, one item.
Yeah, and
So
we get
maybe
streamer
more
privileges.
buy-on.
Well, I don't stream much anymore, but yeah. When they say streamer privileges, and it's like, well, I haven't got 1 million gold to spend.
Yeah, I'm never affording that.
But that was what it was. We can move on to the next one. So 4,870 was the lowest price as of 48 hours ago for the WoW token, which is a criminally low amount of gold versus return when you can get 16k for the same amount of money. Not that I'm promoting them, but use my discount code at checkout.
No.
Oh, do we not say that here?
Making that joke.
Oh, do it, mate? I fucking invented that joke. I invented that joke.
Then other people started using that joke on Bob's podcast, and then I was in that clip, and I'm like, I thought he was serious, and I was like, wait, are you serious? I just run GDKPs, and then that like joke got around the internet. And I was like, oh my god,
that was why I thought it was the perfect time to bring it up while you was here. But 3%.
3%. This is the justification to bring a BM hunter over a retribution paladin.
I mean, it's a bit awkward that we wanted to drag this out for a good 10 to 15 minutes and you got it straight away.
I'm just spitting facts here. Some of the speedrun guilds bring a BM hunter instead of a retribution paladin. So how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I mean, I can only assume it's for the increased speed on aspects of the pack being one of the big ones. You know, outside of that, that's probably about it.
Like the BM hunters on average, I think can do, not on average, but like at the average top level, unless you have a really insane rep paladin, can do more damage on overall damage also, which is just because of the cleave that they have on trash. I was gonna say the amount of warriors that haven't complained about warriors.
Yeah, 3%.
3%.
Yeah, and they haven't logged on for 2 years. Those 3%.
They also don't play the game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the chance that I play Diablo 4. I've got a 3% chance. It's not looking good.
So you're saying it's
I'd
not
have to
zero?
download it. Like, no.
So there is a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Bit of a friends throwback. Let's go.
If Blizzard fucks up Wrath, then I gotta go somewhere.
Is it the percentage chance that the community are right and they will do Classic Plus?
Oh, that's close. That's got to be. That's actually a really good one. The percentage chance that they're listening, they're going to give us what we want.
Yeah, actually, now you've said it out loud and I've heard it, and you said a 3% chance they're listening. No, I know I'm talking shit. Yeah, it's closer to 0.3, I would have thought.
But the 3% is the amount of characters out of nearly 250,000 that are actually dwarf.
3% went dwarf. How many races are there? 10?
Legit number. 3% dwarf.
It makes sense. It's not a great racial. And they're, for me, not aesthetically pleasing. Do you have a dwarf?
No,
guess they don't
I
have
only
druid.
played Night Elf or Tauren. Yeah, druid.
Yeah.
If there was a dwarf druid, maybe. I mean,
I've never done it. I've like messed around with characters, but like their racial is not that great. And people min-max so much in this game, right? So like, and if we go back into classic, like most people played like human, because it was like human racial is just like the swords, and then like orc for the damage. And that's like, it feels like that right now too in Wrath so much.
there's a percentage for classes, and the percentage is 7%. I don't know if Scotty has 7% on there, because this was a follow-up.
I can put 7% on. But with the dwarf thing, yeah, I mean, I think dwarf shaman is one of the best dwarf class race combos, in my opinion. Like I've got a dwarf shaman on retail, and I've got a dwarf shaman on Kata. Like that's what, again, when it comes to Kata, I love the fact that it unlocks some of these weird class race combos that you wouldn't even normally associate with Classic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like one really good place, for Stone Skin is TOGC, First Boss. Where you get the bleed bopped off, being able to Stone Skin form it off, and if you was a paladin, you can solo tank it, no problem.
You can
the whole
cancel aura.
Yeah, and then Stone Skin form the next application off, done.
Yeah, it'd be so easy, actually. Dwarf racial has its niches, and it's really strong in those niches.
Who wants to be a dwarf?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, is that messed up to say? Okay.
Yeah.
I scrolled down, so I cheated because I saw this is a class, like the class representation. Is this the lowest class representation? Then I technically cheated because I saw, at least maybe I cheated because I saw someone say something and it might have been the right one. But I would then guess Hunter, because they said Hunter or Druid, and I think there's more Druid tanks and ferals now, and Boomkin. They have multiple specs, whereas a Hunter, you bring one to your raid most of the time. Just one.
Damn it! Yeah, but no, yeah, it is, yeah, 7% Hunter, which...
I cheated!
Yeah, but you wouldn't...
And
Hunter is such a sort of... when you go from TBC to Wrath, TBC, it being one of the big pumpers, throughout all of TBC. All right, it might have started falling off in some but, overall, there was a lot of Hunters. To now be the lowest represented class is...
It feels bad as someone who played Hunter all of TBC. And I have 2 Hunters now in Wrath. It's just... Other classes are stronger at a lot of things, and I get it.
I do 7% of your damage, but only in 10 seconds. So, like, your overall damage, I do, like, a lot faster. That was hard to explain, and I don't think I explained it very well. So let's move on.
We can't move on. We're done.
I'm already in hot water, so yeah.
Me too. I told my girlfriend 15 minutes, and then she could be out here cooking.
All right, Sarth, you're done. Thank you, mate. Thank you for coming on. That was, as I say, we'll edit this down anyway. We'll get rid of all the bits where Go's talking. This was really good.
It wasn't much. About 7% of the podcast.
I'm gonna cut Go out completely, and it will just be me and Sarth.
I love it. Thank you guys.
Nice.
Thank you guys again. Thanks for having me. I love being here with you guys, and I'm stoked on this podcast. This is a really fun idea.
Yeah, hopefully, like the next episode will be a bit smoother. I won't try and stream it on both platforms, and for some reason get rejected. Like this, yeah. Then the next one will be a lot more just in one piece. But no, Sarth, honestly, anytime you want to come on, just let me know. Come on, have a little chat and.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.
Take care, mate.
I guess for you, Scotty.
Much love.
Right,
See you later on, man. Ta-da. Well, I'm glad he's gone. I don't know how you feel about it.
Jesus.
Well, oh, come on. What did you expect from me?
I know. I believed you when you said, yeah, it's going to be an hour. I'm going to have a timer, 5 minutes. This point, we're moving on. And then the first one was like 15 minutes with Bob.
Yeah, I don't know how it's been 2.5 hours. This is going to take a lot of editing that I don't want to do. Anything to say? Go.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see y'all next week.
Love
same
you.
Same time, same place.
Love you. Say love you.
Love you. Love you guys. Love you so much.
Man, so cringy. See you later, guys. Goodbye.
What an
Goodbye.
idiot.